Let's bring on board Sandip Sabharwal as well, who's joining in on the show. Sandeep, hey there, good to have you on board. Let's begin by getting in your thoughts then on the latest brokerage notes as well that are coming in from something like a Zomato. JM Financial has raised the target price and categorically said no signs of slowing down. Your views?
So I think among the new generation companies which got listed, Zomato has been the one which has shown the fastest turnaround. Now, the pace of turnaround, I believe, is already built into the stock prices. And I think this is a normal phenomena when price reaches a particular level, then brokerages upgrade the price targets. But I think price target is aggressive. These, at the current prices, there is very little to so even a small amount of slippage in expectations can lead to sell-offs. So I would think that the stock is more than fairly valued at this price. I would believe that the valuation is the higher side at 196 levels.
I want to move back to another stock which has done almost like a mini wonder. 100% surge in Indigo in last 1 year. Now it's a aviation sector stock. Historically, this sector has gotten a lot of because of Warren Buffett and the way he said that, okay, aviation is a brutal sector. He bought into aviation stocks and he sold out the aviation stocks when the COVID crisis happened. But if I look at the Indian aviation sector, it is growing. Competition has come, but it has not impacted Indigo's market share. And see, the sector, I think, is going through, or the country is going through what would be called as an extraordinary boom in terms of connections of small airports with large metros and mini metros. I mean, just imagine Ayodhya, what it has done to that region. Just imagine the small airports which are coming through. So traffic, I think, is growing at least, and that clearly seems to be a visible trend. Sandeep, who thought a year ago that a stock which was at 1800 would go all the way up to 700?
Yeah, we actually thought that, and I've been lucky enough that we've ridden the entire wave of Indigo. Now we are seeing some downgrade coming from brokerages. I think it's more a matter of, like that Hindi saying goes, बैठे बैठे क्या करे, करना है कुछ काम, and so on. So I think that's what these brokerage analysts are doing. They are not recognizing the huge competitive advantage that Interglobe has, despite the crude price surge and what's happening in the aviation market. If you look at their profit delivery in the weakest quarter, it's so strong. The only reason the stock has remained cheap is because of the selling by the ex-promoter on a continuous basis. Otherwise, the stock price could have been much higher than the current levels.
बैठे बैठे कुछ करे, करना है कुछ काम. One thing I can tell out of pure personal experience, that when you are in grip of a bull market, markets can really extend it. I can endlessly argue till cows come home that, okay, this is the right P and this is the wrong P. But when cycles they are at play, things can happen. And we've seen them down. Either P multiples have to be really out of whack, or somewhere the template which you invested. So in case of Indigo, it could be the company losing market share, international operations not doing well, crude to unmanageable level, government putting cap in terms of pricing, or they're losing market share to Tatas or to some other airline. None of that is happening. And that's how you look at markets. Sandeep, the summer theme is becoming like a powerful theme now. You bought into Voltas, but looks like we're in for a hard summer. So what else apart from Voltas could be a better hard summer?
So I think some of these beverages companies could do well, but again, you look at valuations, value buy them, something like Varun Beverages, etc. should have a good quarter, but then the valuations are high, so I'm not sure whether at these prices you should actually be jumping in. I think along with the ACs, the fan segment will also do very well. So something like a Crompton or a V-Guard, which we have bought into because they're also reasonably big on the fan side and X of other durables, they could do well. So I think these are broadly the themes which, from a stock market perspective, could do well. Then the power demand could go up, and that could benefit some of the power companies supplying on merchant basis. And I think that those stocks already have also had some sort of run up because of this.
power play according to you, Sandeep? I mean, would you bet on a power utility? Would you bet on power transmission? Would you bet on power financing? Would you bet on power equipment? I mean, power, when you say power, it's becoming almost like a very powerful, subsector of the market now.
Yeah, so unfortunately, or for I don't know whether I say unfortunately, but because of your being in the market for so long, somehow I'm very skeptical of power generation companies because of the political interference that can come in at any stage on uh, uh, energy prices, etc., and not non-payment by distribution companies, etc. So I think that's made me miss the power generation stories. Although these stocks have been extraordinarily well, so there is some transformation on, and people are playing that. So the way I have played it more has been through the transmission of the transformer segment. So those have done very well in transmission. There are two, three companies, KEC, Taru, and a couple of smaller ones. So we own both KEC and Taru. And in transformers also, there are several companies. And transformer also is a very long-term theme because globally also transformer demand is very strong. And AI picking up and more of the renewable energy additions, the transformer demand is likely to increase much more than the increase in the power capacity because renewable energy requires more transmissions for transformers. So I think that's another thing which people can look at.
Sandip Sabharwal, Sharad has kept one wall blank. It has Sandip Sabharwal written on it. I've told him that he should hear the answer and then fill it up, so that in our future links we can carry Sandip Sabharwal's portfolio also.
It's better not to have your whole portfolio revealed.
Well, what changes have you made? I mean, have you made any significant changes between Jan and now, where you've said, okay, I bought the stock, I'm happy to book my profits?
We have been adding some contrarian stocks where I don't see any triggers in the near term. But I think those stocks have got beaten down so much that they will ultimately perform. So we've added small positions in stocks like Page Industries, Vedant Fashion, etc., all of which have fallen almost 40-50% from the top. Because I believe these are very strong companies with good franchises. There are no near-term triggers, but eventually, as the turnaround happens, these stocks bounce back.
When public, you didn't like Vedant Fashion. You said, "Arey, mehenga hai." I still have the tweet.
So that 1500.
Okay. Sandeep, this hot summer, which maybe, realistically unfortunate, it could have deep-rooting impacts on vegetable prices, on inflation, how we would look at interest rates. Do you think markets need to get worried about all these variable factors? Today it may look like hot summer, but the impact of that would be on agriculture. The impact of that would be on tomato prices. The impact of that would be on irrigation, tomato. I just get a sense that it really could be a bother going forward.
So I think there are two ways of looking at it, whether it's glass half full or glass half empty. So glass half empty theory is to you to believe that because vegetable prices will definitely soar. We could see milk prices also soar in summers because if it's very dry and the water and moisture is not available. On the flip side, each and every weather forecaster, both in India and globally, have forecast a return of La Nina and above average monsoons for this year. So, so the glass half full approach says that look beyond the spike and look at what will happen subsequent to that. So I think we need to make a choice. But in the near term, yes, I think food inflation is being understated, and to that extent, a few months CPI data could actually surprise on the upside.
9 a.m. We've got those pre-open rates reflecting on the screen. I will get to our charters for their mid-cap ideas, but a quick call, Sandeep, on TCS in terms of what exactly you're expecting.
Expectations in general are quite muted, and right so because of whatever commentary we heard from Accenture, Cognizant, etc. So now it depends on what they actually deliver, because the stocks actually up, stocks trading near 52-week high when the growth expectations are muted. So if results actually disappoint even on these muted expectations, then I think we could see some sort of sell-off play out.
There you have it, Sandeep. Thanks so much for joining in and sharing with us your thoughts.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.